Good afternoon. Great Saturday to all of you from your intrepid host, David Null, aka Hawkeye Two Feathers. And this is going to be a really short video, especially for me, too. Um, I'm hoping to be on later on this afternoon, but today is a high extreme pain day physically for me. And I'm not saying this to solicit support or prayers or whatever, but all is graciously accepted. Just whatever today is really painful for me in my lower back, which I've had problems with for the last 25 years. And for whatever the reason today, I'm I'm in extreme pain. And I've been coming off my narcotic type medications now for several months. And I'm almost out of all of my medications that I receive from the doctors. And the aspirin and ibuprofen are just not cutting it on days like today. It just isn't working. So I'm not complaining. This is where my position at this particular moment in time. Now I'm making this little video here to say that I send blessings and honor and love to all of you. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I just did a live video on my Facebook page, and it went longer than I had intended, which is normally what I do. But I'm trying to explain to folks that, the new word out now is that, well, God said it was all right for us to be prosperous. Yeah, but also with that prosperity of these people also come responsibilities. And I guarantee that these folks didn't get prosperous all by themselves. They had help. If they invented something, it had to be sold to somebody, and somebody had to make it. We don't get to be prosperous by ourselves. Other people help us to become prosperous. So if other people have helped you to become prosperous, and then you become greedy with your prosperity, then I don't care what church you go to, you're in the wrong vibrational mode. You were given prosperity so that you could share. You were given prosperity from Creator so that you could help other people to prosper. Now, I truly hope to be able to come online later on. There are a couple of folks we're going to try to do a live stream Google Hangout kind of thing. So this is sort of a warning. I hope that some of the folks will see this, at least be aware. I got to lay back down. There's no other way. I can't sit. I can't walk. I'm having trouble today, and I don't usually complain about this. And this is not I'm not looking for sympathy. Okay. I'm just saying I'm having a little bit of a difficult day here. So this is my warning that I may not be around later on like I was planning to be. I have to lay down and go into some meditation, and I got to try to get rid of this pain, because sitting up, I just can't find a comfortable spot right now for whatever the reasons. Now, we just came out of the last 6 hours, a really strong Schumann resonance. And right now we're spiking again, but it's not like it was 12 hours ago or yesterday at this time, for example. And that may have something to do with it. The energy's coming in. I'm very well aware of it. And as I've been speaking to about before, but today I'm having a rough one, So I am going to try my best to come back online tonight, and so that we can have a shared experience with having a couple other folks join in on a live stream here. I still have to learn how to do this, so working out the kinks and this and that. But the biggest thing I wanted to say was that I love you all dearly. And there are some folks who are like, well, Dave, you're just saying that. I'm not. And if you'll know me a little bit, if you'll listen to me just for a few minutes, you'll understand that what good would it do me at all to get up here, to open up a Facebook page or a YouTube channel or whatever and say, I love you, and not mean it? What would be the purpose? My purpose is to help share the love, to help share compassion, to help those of us who have been in this weird quandary of what is this stuff that's called spirituality, and spirituality being attached to religions, and all of the centuries of lies that religions have put upon us as society and as human beings. And the fact that most of us, even those who consider themselves religious, have been duped, and they've been duped. And so I continue to pray, and I will, even in my pain and whatever. It's just whatever it is, bad back, 25 years of dealing with this. It's just one of them dadgum days. But don't forget, I love you regardless. And you should love yourself regardless. Forgive yourself. And then if you're serious about it, and then you will try to do better. And as you do better, you will understand that the grace of Creator is all around us. The grace of Creator is in our giving. The grace of Creator is in when we are prosperous, we can share our prosperity. And I have been looking and watching and seeing other people, and I don't call anybody out. I'm not going to, and I could. But these Christian folk who've got scads money in their bank account, humongous homes with two people living in them. I mean, the amount of ridiculousness society has become, it's all about what I want and not about what I need. I have everything I need. Creator gives it to me. It's always there. There are plants on this planet. I don't even have to grow anything. If I know where to look, Creator and Mother Earth has already provided things for me, for you. Now there are folks who live in cities and in high rises and their potential, but the Creator is still can provide for you as well. But can you wake up to it? Do you give a crap about it? I'm finding out that when I try to speak with folks about this is stupid, Dave. Why are you even bringing this up? I mean, I go to church. That's the problem. So many people go to church and they have no spirituality. They have religion and they have faith in their religion. They have faith in their false God that the religion has brought to them, but they don't have a clue about Creator. They don't have a clue about Mother Earth. They don't have a clue about the essence of these energies. And that with these energies that are flowing through us right now, yesterday was like a really high, big time, the entire earth got a big download, if you will. But these folks are just like, nah, I'm going out tonight and drink champagne and go to the bar and hang out with my friends and blah, 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 and blow $100 and who gives a crap? It's my money. Yes, you have a free will. Yes, you've been prosperous. Yes, you can hoard and greed your money and so forth. And yes, it's going to stay here on this planet when you go to whatever realm is next. Nothing, we can't take anything with us from this realm to the next. I mean, come on. Look at the Egyptians. All the riches and things, they put them in the tomb. It stayed in the tomb for thousands of years. They couldn't take it with them. Not the boat, not the oars, none of it. It just stayed in the tomb. And what good did that do anyone, right? I mean, come on. Even the richest and the most powerful of the beings that have ever been on this earth can't take it with them. It stays here. So I look at friends and family and acquaintances, and it's all about the money. Well, yeah, if you're poor and you don't have any, yeah, you got to work to get money. But I'm also here to say that as a poor person for many, too many years, I also realized that when I open my eyes to what Creator can give and quit worrying about what I want, I automatically had more money without a dime. I mean, it was just there. And I might not have a dime right this moment to my name as far as money is concerned, but I feel like right now I am the most prosperous that I have ever been in my life, because I share everything, my emotions, my passion, my compassion. And if somebody needs a place to stay or something, I would gladly give up a room or whatever. I'd move out in a tent, let them have the house. And I've done that in the past. And I'm not looking for awards. That's not the point. I can live in a tent. Other people can't. Other people that, um, are used to a certain way of life. And it's like, that's important, to folks. And I look at some of my friends and classmates and folks and stuff, and I'm like, you all are Christians, we grew up together, kind of deal. And what? You're more interested in a new set of golf clubs and your new car, and there's nothing wrong with your old car. I mean, there's nothing wrong with your old golf clubs, but you want them. And so, yeah, okay, pass along whatever, and they think they're doing well. And I look, and my Mother Mary messages are like, David, you got to tell these folks they've been lied to about the religion. They've been lied to about these things. And that the only way they're going to hit this new dimension is they need to change their vibration. And they have been led to believe that, God and Jesus said I could be prosperous. But also with that prosperity, other people help make you prosperous. You didn't get prosperous on your own. If you came up with a product, you had to sell it. That made you prosperous. Without them people to buy your product, then you're not prosperous. So, but then now that you're prosperous, now you can be greedy. And that's what people are nowadays. Oh, but it's mine. It's mine. I earned it. I'm better than you. I earned it. It's mine. It's mine. It's mine. God said I could be prosperous. It's mine. It's mine. Jesus said to share. Jesus said, if a man needs your coat, give him also your cloak. So these folks who are religious ain't got a clue about Christ. And I look at these folks and they're like, but I'm a Bible toting, Bible thumping, I'm a Bible thumping Christian here. And I'm going to heaven. And Dave, because you're preaching heresy, you are going to hell. I don't make that judgment for you. I'm saying that maybe you've been lied to, and that maybe you're praying to a false God, and that maybe all of the things that over these many centuries is a construct of man and not anything to do with a higher spiritual power, but simply an interpretation of a man or men to control the rest of us idiots. Why do you think they call us sheep? Because if they called us horses, that means that we could run like the wind and that we would be free and that we could go almost anywhere. We can jump fences if we want. No, we're sheep, which means we can't run anywhere. We're stuck. We got to be led around. I personally, I'm not a sheep. Now, I don't know about other folks, but I choose to be a horse. I choose to roam the plains. I choose to run free. And that's why I feel, regardless of how much money I have, I am the most prosperous right now than I've ever been in my life. Because I understand all of the riches of planet Earth. I understand all of the riches that come from the cosmos and come from Creator. And my personal, alignment with Mother Mary and the blessings that I get through the cosmos, the healings and things that I have gone through. And yeah, today's a high pain day for my lower back. It is what it is. But at the same point, I'm so rich. I am so prosperous because I look out my windows and there's Mother Earth. Right there in all her infinite, wonderous glory, right outside my window. The treasures of Creator, the entire planet. And every time we wake up, Mother Earth is there. We're sitting on her, you know. The flowers bloom and the grass is green when it rains, and all of the things that make us on this planet and that make Mother Earth, and that folks just take it for granted. And the more, it's not that I pull within myself, it's the more I understand that I am an angel with the rest of you, and that I am an angel of Creator, not of some God. Big G or little g doesn't matter. They're still both, they're all constructed. In fact, the lowercase g gods like Zeus and them back in the day, Apollo, they were probably more real than the constructed God with a capital G in the Bible. They were at least merciful at times. You know, they just struck down people because they were pissed off. Our God in the Christian Bible, you know, tormented and tortured Job. Oh, and we're all supposed to look at how faithful Job was. Job should have told that God to kiss his butt. You ain't my God. My God wouldn't do that. Oh, but yeah, we're at the test. Him and God and the devil are having this little conversation. Let's see how bad I can make Job's life. My Creator would not do that. My Creator, your Creator, who made God, simply wouldn't do that. And so there are people out there taking, quote, the word of God, and they're using it. I can be as prosperous as I want to. Sure, I'm prosperous right now, and I don't have a dime. But I'm more prosperous than a millionaire, because the millionaire don't get it. If the millionaire got it, he wouldn't be a millionaire. But that's another story. And now I'm not trying to tell people, oh, give all your money away. But if you've got way too much, and if you have a continuous income and you're hoarding it, and you're being greedy, and you're holding a Bible and thinking you're going to pass up to the next realm, it's not my judgment, but it is Mother Mary's, and it is Mother Earth, and it is Father Sky. You ain't going to get there. Not my judgment call, theirs. Why? Because the frequency of greed, the frequency of that, having nothing to do with prosperity. Be prosperous, absolutely. But with that prosperity comes responsibility. And once you get the benefits of it, people lose the responsibility. It's mine. It's all mine. Yeah, but what about all the people that bought your products so you could be rich and famous and prosperous? But it's mine. It was my idea. It was mine. It's all mine now. It's mine. People are being that way. And I see it and I watch it. Friends of mine and some family members, albeit distant, but it's still to the point. Sure, we should all be prosperous. But if you're going to be greedy when you are prosperous, is that the sin? It's a lower vibration. Let's just speak about frequencies. If you're greedy, is that a higher vibration or a lower vibration? If you're not sharing any of your prosperity in any way, shape, or form, and I give 10% to the church on Sundays, that ain't it. You're cheating yourself, and you know it. And that's the thing. I've seen it. Well, I tithe on Sundays. Well, going to church on Sundays, that's one thing, but you're going to a church that costs $2 million, and it costs $100,000 every 2 months to support this thing. And all this money is being tied up in energy and air conditioning and all these other, and nobody's being helped. Oh, but we go to church and we give our 10%. And the pastor lives in a better house than some rich people do. I'm like, what? Oh, but the house was furnished for him, and he gets a stipend, and his children, and this and that. Okay, fine. He's the pastor. But it's turned into greed. Sure, be prosperous. Absolutely. If I have extra vegetables in the garden and I will give them away. Here, fresh vegetables from my organic garden. I've given eggs away for my chickens. I've got too many dozens of eggs now. I can't eat them all. I feed them back to the cats and back to the chickens, but that's not the point. I freely give away eggs. Here, have some real good, honest to God, farm fresh eggs. If you want to give me $1, okay, it helps me buy feed, but that's not even an issue. I will give you these eggs freely, and I've given 1,000 dozen eggs away over the last so many years, because I've been raising chickens and this is what I do. I don't expect anything in return. If you want to give me $1 for feed, that's separate. But I'm going to buy the feed anyway, and I would still give you the eggs. It's prosperity, but it's my choice to share my prosperity. I have more than I need. Yes, okay, it's eggs. But the bottom line is that other people have things in their life that they have been prosperous about. And now they're like walking around with a sign saying, God told me I could be prosperous. Yeah, but he didn't tell you to be a greedy SOB either, did he? He said, be prosperous, share the wealth. Oh, but no, well, hang on. No, I made it. It's mine now. Greed has overtaken some of the best people I know. I'm not going to name names, but it's taken over some of the best people I know. And they just refuse to help anybody because now it's theirs. They were prosperous and they're being greedy. They can't take a dime of it with them. Now, I'm not saying they should liquidate their assets, but I know for certain they're not doing what they could because they have way too many assets. And when they talk about, well, these people, they just want a free handout. They may have had a job making $100,000 a year or $50,000 a year. And because of economic reasons and other things, they don't have a job, they don't have the money, and they are not prosperous any longer themselves. But because you are still prosperous, you can look down upon those people. You can be greedy because you can. Absolutely. Free choice. Capitalism. Oh, good. Look how good capitalism is when so many people are suffering. My friends, my family, my friends. Be prosperous, but also know when you have enough and that the rest of it is just for other folk so they can lift up their lives, so they can feel prosperous. And if you're hoarding the things that should be shared, if you're expecting your vibration to change and for you to move up the ladder, I'm being told that you need to rethink that. Be sure, because you're still being influenced by society. Any angel, and we are all angels, any angel that needs money ain't an angel. Now, we have to live and survive, but my point to this is there are too many people focused on prosperity, which leads to their own greed. Prosperity is wonderful, but it's not being shared at all. I'm sorry, a billionaire don't need $1 billion. I'm sorry, a billionaire don't need $1 billion. What, you can't live on $100,000 a year? I do quite well on less than $10,000 a year, damn it. But that's, I'm stuck here in this. They created my situation by stealing $450 a month from me for Social Security. Okay. The congressmen who already have money, the rich people, they don't have to pay Social Security tax above $100,000. What? So if you make $1 million, you only have to pay Social Security taxes into the system, which is supposed to be for all Americans. But you only have to pay taxes in on your first $100,000 worth of income. So you make $900,000 more, but not one penny of that goes into Social Security. Why? Because you're rich. And you say, well, I made $1 million. I don't want to give 10% of my salary. That's $100,000. Yeah, but you got $900,000 left. That's greed. That's plain out greed. They were prosperous. We made these people prosperous, and they became greedy. Their vibrations changed. The money has a vibration, and it's a low vibration. So the more you hang on to the money or the gold or the silver, which when this new world comes, none of that is going to matter. But folks are preaching, oh, one side of their mouth says, we shall be taken care of, Creator and the spirits and our energies. But have you bought gold from such and such gold company? Do you have your IRA backed up with silver? Wait. Didn't you just tell me it wasn't going to matter when we went into the golden age? And now you're saying, wait a minute, the golden age is everybody grabbing all the gold they can in case the paper money is worthless. And then you're trying to tell me that you are spiritual? Oh, I got this under the control. I got my gold. I took my money out of the bank. I bought gold and silver. I'm ready. Well, if you come to my garden with gold and wish to buy food from me, I'm going to tell you to go eat your gold. That gold ain't going to do you no good. Why don't you spend that money that you bought a bar of gold for or silver and go plant a garden? Go start a community garden somewhere. If you have that much investment that you can buy any gold, then maybe you should use it in another way, because you can't eat that gold. And I guarantee if things go south, which they are headed that way, that gold ain't going to do you a dime's worth of good. None whatsoever. Go ahead, eat the gold. There are Mexicans in Mexico around Toluca, I think, but it's a big mining town, silver mining. And the people there are as poor as dirt. And they're literally damn near giving the silver away because everybody has silver in the town, but they can't eat it. And the area is mountainous and dry, and they can't grow anything. They're so rich with silver, they're poor. And they're up to everybody else to sell it to somebody to get a little bit of income. And because the peso's so low, people from America go down there and buy up thousands of dollars worth of silver. I know people who've done this and probably are still doing it. They buy thousands of dollars worth of silver for $100 and then come back and trade it in the United States. Do they share that prosperity with the folks who dug it out of the ground, who are starving in Mexico, who are breaking rules and crossing the desert to try to come to America to have a better life? They live in a town that's rich in silver, and everybody's hungry because you can't eat the silver. But so Americans are like, well, they got money. Okay, you're going to be in the same boat. Well, I'm trading my paper money in for gold and silver, and I'm going to be taken care of, and I'm going to be safe. My investment will be safe. So what if a thunderstorm comes and the bad lightning hits your house and burns the house down with you and your gold in it? What good did it do you then? When you could have shared it with a neighbor, or maybe helped feed somebody, or started that garden I was talking about. So many things. Put your money into a different type of investment. If you feel that you are going to be prosperous so that you can be greedy, so that you can buy something that you want versus what you need, your energy vibration is already too low. It's not my judgment, it's theirs. It's all about frequency. These things are going to hold you down. And I know some wonderful people, Facebook people, YouTube people, and they got to have this gold because they think it matters. I think planting a garden matters more. I think feeding me and anybody else who wants eggs or work in the garden with me, I'll show people how to forage for food. That's more important than a bag of gold. If the lights are out and things have been disrupted and food isn't being delivered. Does that matter? Mm-mm. They don't care. I've got my gold. I'm richer than you. I have been prosperous. You're a poor old son of a bitch and didn't want to do anything. Having no, those of us who are poor, they don't realize I was a top-notch engineer at one time, working for a large corporation for that worked on Chrysler, Ford, Nissan, Honda, and all that kind of stuff. No, I'm just some poor old hippie down here that lives in the woods and blah blah blah. They ripped my prosperity out from underneath me, along with a lot of other people down here around where I live. They ripped our prosperity out. They took our prosperity, so none of us can share anymore. We can't go buy what we need because they took our prosperity. The rich people did. Okay, fine. Yeah, but it was. Some guy from Pakistan was hired as the new CEO of Prestolite. He came through the building and looked around at everything, and we all knew that it was the end. And sure enough, within 2 months later, stuff started getting shipped to Mexico. Why? Because he got a bonus for saving the company money. He was already making like $3 million a year. But he was being so greedy that the people in South Georgia, even though we were in the black, we were one of the few companies in the corporation that stayed in the black while others were teetering on the red and this and that. We were actually supporting other other companies within the corporation. So they picked us because we were in the black to move our building, move everything in the buildings to Mexico. Because if we were in the black now, then guess what? They could make even more money. Didn't it matter about the 15, 20-year people? I'd been there 7 years. Did it matter about our jobs, about our prosperity, about the knowledge I still retain a lot of this stuff. I still have notes on equipment and machines. I just hung on to it. Greed. Sure, be prosperous. Be prosperous and spread. But if you're going to be prosperous in order to buy what you want versus what you need, if you wish to be prosperous so that you can be greedy, you may not be prosperous. Creator might say, sorry, that's not your lesson. I don't know. It's not my judgment call. And I'm not going to judge anybody. I refuse to. But when I see folks I know that are like acting like buttholes and thinking to myself, and they're the ones that are preaching, I'm going to heaven because I got my Bible, I've got my church, and I've got my money. I'm secure. They figure they have paid their way into heaven. Well, that just isn't going to work. It's all about vibrations. Money and greed, not prosperity. Money and greed are lower vibrations. Prosperity is a good vibration. But prosperity, what brings one person prosperous, the responsibility of human beings is to share it. Now, it doesn't mean give it all away, but it does mean to share it. And if you refuse to share any of it with an open heart and an open mind, Mama Mary says it ain't going to work. Your vibrations are too low and you're just not going to be able to make it. It's not because you were a bad person, but if you're greedy and you're hoarding, and only you can answer that. But if you're greedy and hoarding and the reason you wish to be prosperous is so that you can be greedy and hoard the money for yourself and have it and for whatever, then you've missed the boat. It's just that simple. So I'm not condemning anyone, and I wish honestly love, light, peace, and love to every single one of you. But at the same time, I'm hearing folks about this prosperity, this, and that prosperity, that. And I'm like, but You got a whole lot more already than a lot of us have. And you're complaining about having more prosperity. What is your reason for wishing to have more prosperity? Is it so that you can share, or is it so that you can be greedy? I can't answer that, refuse to, but I must bring it up because it worries me. Yeah, if I was prosperous, sure, I'd fix my truck so I could go visit people. My truck needs desperately work, and as hard as I've tried, I can't come up with enough. I can't save enough money with all of the pension and penny, not going to the doctor, not spending money on bill, not spending money over there. I still can't fix my truck. I can't collect enough money. I've almost quit smoking. I've done this. I've done that. I've cut corners, and I still can't fix my truck for 3 years. And it's like, so I would like to be more prosperous. I wish they would just give me the money out of my Social Security that I had earned, that they cheated me out of. Yes, that would make me more prosperous. But I could fix my truck. Then I could feel safer to drive further distances without my front end falling off. And then maybe I could go do free puppet shows and go do storytelling, that I could do outreach, that I could go visit people, and we can have a one-to-one communion with one another versus over the internet or on the phone. Have personal contact. That's just a little prosperity would go a long way for me. Now, I'm not sitting here bitching about it. I'm not. Trust me, I'm not. I've got what I got, and I've got more than a lot of other people, and I am so very absolutely grateful and thankful. But for those people who are wishing for more prosperity, why are you wishing for it? What is your goal? Does it stay with the Christ consciousness that we're all experiencing? Does your wish for prosperity include anyone but yourself? I mean, okay, maybe your husband, wife, or daughter. Okay. But I mean, is this like, do you want to be prosperous for 2 people and then hoard the rest? Or do you wish to be prosperous for as many people as possible to enjoy? Me, I got 18 acres of land. I've offered people. I've got free land here. I've got some water, blah, blah, blah. But if you wish to come and have a community garden, I've already got a really large garden space, but I'm getting old and decrepit, and I can't even walk today. I mean, I got to try to stumble out and feed my chickens later on, and I'm having trouble getting to the bathroom. And so, but my wish for prosperity would be to hire someone to help me on the farm. If I had more money, I would hire someone and give them free vegetables and whatever. That's my wish for prosperity, for my personal prosperity, because I wish to share it with other people who aren't. So what is your wish? Is your wish what you need, or is your wish what you want? Now, what I want for my prosperity is to be able to fix my truck so I can go visit people and do kind things. That's my wish. Anything else would be any extra gas or something like that would help me to get there. Okay. Now, if I won the lottery or something like that, well, then that's a totally different subject. But I'm just talking like, give me my $1,200 a month that I was supposed to have gotten 8 years ago. Give me my back pay. I'll make very good use of it. I'll hire people. I'll have folks come in here and help me finish my house. I'll pay them a good wage. Vegetable, we'll barter. There's tools. I would give. And as much as I've said this, I have 0 takers. No one wants to come and work a community garden. Oh, but it's too much trouble. It's too much time. Okay. It's not worth it. Okay. Up to you. Okay. I love you anyway. The offer's still open. My phone number is in the book. David Null, 254 Zion Grove Church Road in the Moultrie directory in South Georgia. My phone's always on. I'm up and down all hours of the day and night. You can call and speak to me directly. I don't do emails real good. I'm trying to do better, but I'm still having a little bit of brain farts up here. So getting things worked out. It's really easy for me to go on YouTube and hit go live. There's no thinking about it. That's where I'm at right now. So, but I do love you all. And I'm going to go lay down. I'm going to let these um, ibuprofen try to take care of some of this back pain. And I hope to see you later. And I hope we can do a shared live stream. So, but wait, hold on. Folks wrote stuff. Oh, Judith Nolan. Do I know you? I don't know if Judith is still on. Milky Way, just no energy, not bad, but thank you. It's just part of the process, it seems. I'm sending you good vibes, Milky. Yep. I understand I feel blue today. You know, we were on such a high point yesterday with all of the vibrations from the Schumann resonance. We're on the backside of that wave I keep talking about. Now, I was in pain yesterday, and I'm just in a crap load more pain today, but that's my own personal. It's ironic. My show tonight is in Ascension Symptoms. Thank you, but nothing but love. I will look forward to this one, Milky. The blues ain't necessary a bad thing. The blues can rock as well. That's true, Tinfoil. I've learned to embrace it. I choose to be a bull in a china shop. Yeah, but you can't take it with you. David, you are amazing. You are loved. Thank you, Miss Judith. We are all loved. And I'm just here. It was like I said on my Facebook thing earlier today. You know, there are people who would like to make the comment like, you know, what am I getting out of this? I don't do this because I'm getting anything out of it. I'm doing this for you and for them and for everybody. I'm speaking this kindness. I'm speaking these to the universe with the hopes that we will all feel this. And I feel the awakening coming. I do. And there are folks that are waking up. But then there are some people who I thought were like a little on the borderline kind of thing. Instead of them feeling more of the love, they jump the fence to the opposite side, to the greed. This is mine. I'm prosperous. And F you. And it's like, oh my God. So these changes are affecting folk I thought were like on our side, if you will. And the only side they're on is their own. Self-preservation, self-greed, prosper, 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 prosper. As long as it it prospers me. Oh, once I get it, to hell with the rest of you. Even though you made me prosperous. That's what it is. Actually, anything real we acquire, we can take with us. Actually, nothing we acquire can we take with us. Ha ha, tinfoil. I have said, how much is enough? That's exactly right. And in my journey, on my path, on my red road, even to the point of not having any money, I realized I was being greedy. My greed was the fact that I was not sharing these spiritual things with other people. I gave up. I said, the heck with them. Nobody wants to listen to Dave or Hawkeye. Nobody wants to listen to this crap, and I'm just going to be spouting off and wasting my time. Why should I do this? I'll go out in the garden and work, blah, 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 blah. I made up every excuse in the book not to do any type of video platform or any type of thing like that. I was like, I'm not going to do it. No one's going to care. No one gives a crap. Everybody's just in it for themselves. Prosper me, prosper me, prosper me. Hit the like button, super chat, blah, blah, blah. While I'm teaching a message. Well, now I understand people have to live. I'm not trying to go there, but it's become more about the money. Well, what money I have, I got to buy gold, because if things go down, that gold is going to help, just going to help you sink. I mean, I can't get what these people are thinking. And I'm trying to understand it from their side from their point of view. I had silver coins that I was saving. I had a whole roll of silver dimes from the 1950s that I have been saving and saving and saving. I let one person stay here for a couple of nights because it was cold and she was homeless. And I woke up one morning and she had stolen all of my silver. So, what good did it do me to save it so she could steal it from me later on in life? I had no idea she was in the room where it was. But then when I went to go check, because I was thinking, maybe I should just take this silver and just go buy a tool with it or fix my truck with it or whatever. And then I realized that it was gone and she was the last person in the house. So I give free room and board and food to a homeless person, and she steals the thing that I've been saving for the last 40 years, a roll of silver dimes. It's gone. I was pissed. But then I realized I didn't need that roll of silver dimes. I was hoarding it for whatever reason. Yeah, it was just a roll of dimes. But it was my little, I'm saving this, Now, I had already given this young lady, well, she was younger than me. She was in her early 40s, but to the point, I gave her money freely. Here's $10. I know you need personal items. Here's $10. But how am I going to do? Here's $10. Yeah, I'm unlimited income, but I'll just give up something this month more. I won't, I won't buy a hamburger at the Harvey's or something, because I know I can get by. I know what I need versus what I want. And then to come find out that she stole from me on top of what I gave her and all the open, here's my house, blah, blah, blah. And she simply took advantage of the entire thing and then stole from me. And then wondered, well, I don't know what I did wrong. Well, that was before I knew she stole, but I knew her heart was in the wrong place because she lied to me 3 times in like 20 minutes. And so I was like, well, that's the reason you're leaving, because you're lying to me. And I know you're lying, and I can see it in your eyes. I've only known you for 4 days, and I can tell that you're lying. So you do the best you can. But now, am I cussing this lady for stealing? I did that day. But then I realized that on a spiritual matter, I couldn't take them roll of dimes with me. Yes, I was going to trade them in and try to fix the front end of my truck, but she didn't have a house. She didn't have a home. She didn't have food. Now, true, she was responsible and could have changed her own paradigm. And that's what I was hoping with our discussions. Maybe I could help her change her paradigm. Maybe somehow give her a break. Take, stay here. No worries. You don't have to worry about money or anything like that. You just get yourself together. And she took advantage of it and stole from me. And there are other things that are missing too. But it's like, well, okay, there you go. So I let somebody in my house. I give them trust. I give them honor. I give them respect. And they do the exact opposite. I still love her. I can't remember her name, but that's not the point. I still love the being, because in there, she who used to be a good person until society crapped on her. She had a $80,000 home, which is nothing around here. But they had their home that lost to the bank. Both the husband and the wife they both lost their jobs almost simultaneously. And when a bunch of people lose their jobs around here, there isn't anywhere you can go to get another job, especially when a huge manufacturing plant is closed down called Riverside, and there were hundreds, if not thousands of people that worked there. Where are these people going to go? They just, okay, you're going to get, unemployment for a little while. That's it. No other jobs. So these people who did go to work every day, who did earn a living, who were compassionate to other people and so forth, now living on the street, and they're stealing because they feel like there is no other choice. And why did all of those people lose their jobs? Greed on the part of the people above them. They already had enough money. They moved the factory to get more cheaper labor. When I don't know, as long as I've been here in this Moultrie area, Riverside was always there. Now it's just a great big huge empty building. People don't work there. What happened to all the machines, all the mechanics, all the truck drivers, all the things that went on, all the little stores that benefited from those people earning money? All gone. It's all gone. Why? Greed. Greed. Lower vibration. But with no money at all, myself, like I said earlier on, right now, right this moment, at this time in my life, I realize that I have more than I need. I just have to be able to see it, be aware of it. I have to push society off to the side. I have to push religion off to the side because they tell me I'm too poor. I don't have enough. I should reach out. I should not be happy with what I have. Well, I still want my truck fixed, but I'll get there. Apparently, maybe the truck isn't fixed because I need to be here doing this. I can't go out in the garden and work today and do the things that I was planning because my back hurts so deadgum bad. I can barely walk around the house. Not a complaint, just a thing. But that maybe that's the reason I can't go running around the yard today. It's also trying to rain, which is a good thing. We could use a shower. But what I want versus what I need, I guess I need to stay in the house. I guess I need to speak out. I guess I need to speak to folk. I guess I need to put these vibrations and words out to the universe. I guess that's more important than me wanting to go outside and run around. Well, it's hot out there. There's skeeters out there, Okay. So what I want is not what I need. And what I need is not necessarily what I want. So everybody has to do their own argument in that respect. Everyone needs to look at your own self. But I'm saying from Mother Mary and the spirituals up yonder, that if you think that being prosperous means that you can be greedy, you're already lowering your energies. You already are going down below where you are right now. If you're making a wish to be prosperous, then tell the Creator, tell Mother Mary, tell Mother Earth, tell others, I wish to be prosperous so I can hire other people. I wish to be prosperous so that I can start a community garden. I wish to be prosperous so that I can whatever. If you just wish to be prosperous for your own gain and greed, forget it. This is not the time or the place now. That's not my choice. It's theirs. Okay? And it all has to do with frequency and vibration. Because if you're hoarding, then you're not loving. If you're keeping it, you're not giving. If you're solely looking for self, then you're not trying to project goodness and compassion to other people. And it's not about the money, but it is, because people are putting their wishes in the money. Now, I've built my house out of recycled things. Old tobacco barns, old houses, picked up wood along the side of the road over the years, concrete block. All the brick that I have, I've picked up from sites that was thrown away. Or somebody said, I can't pay anybody to get rid of these brick. Do you want some? Oh, yeah. I went to town and got 4 or 5 truckloads of brick and brought them back to the house. That's what I'm building my walkway with outside. Now, I got to buy the concrete, but, but I've got piles of brick that I collected for free. Free. The wood that I collected, I did it on halves. Half of the wood that I tore down, I kept. The other half went to the persons who owned the house. So I ended up with free wood simply for the labor. I wasn't doing anything else. So I went and tore down these houses of all these old tobacco barns, and I've got old tobacco barn wood and so forth. That is my house. Didn't cost me anything but time. And at that time, I wasn't doing anything else anyway. I couldn't get a second job or whatever. So I maintained one job, and my quote second job was tearing down old buildings and keeping the wood and then bringing it home and building my homestead with free wood, old wood, aged wood. Some of this wood's 100 years old that's in my house, you know? So I was prosperous in that I took an old building that was worthless to somebody, took the wood and built my house with it, which there are people who say, you know, I would just take a bulldozer and bulldoze it down. But I've lived here now for 35 years. It's done me well. I got a leak in the roof up here, which is way up there. I don't know how I'm going to get up there to fix it. But, you know, other than a leak or two, I mean, my house is still here after all these years. Well, why are you putting on a tin roof? Why don't you put on, shingles? Well, my tin roof has a hole or two in it from a tree limb that fell on it. But if that had been a shingled roof, I would have had to have had my entire roof redone at least once by now. And because they're only 20-year shingles and I've been here 35 years, I would have to look at replacing my roof again. The tin on my roof is still fine. I just got a hole in it somewhere. I just need to replace that one piece of tin, not the whole roof. So I know people who built houses around the same time I did. They're on their third roof because they refused to buy tin or buy metal. And I looked at it and said, wait a minute. Metal will last 50, 60 years, and I'm going to have to go through 20, 40, 60, 3 roofs of shingles so my roof won't, and I'm going to have to come up with money. So see, I planned about this back 30 years ago when I built the thing. So I was looking forward to now. People don't do that. Oh, I want a house. Ooh, those shingles look cute. Ooh, 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 ooh. They're not thinking practical. They're thinking this is what I want, not what I need. It's your choice, the free choice. Now, here's the kicker. We were given free choice to do whatever we please to do. I mean, some people murder other people. Some people pedophile children or rape people. They think they have the right, and they do so. And it's only our laws that make any kind of difference in that respect. But does that mean your free will to do that is going to make your vibration higher? People who do those kinds of things don't give a damn about their own soul. They don't care about their own spirit. They don't care that they are an angel of light and goodness. Well, if you're raping and killing somebody, maybe you got the dark angel in you. And that's possible too. But the thing is we still have the choice. I've had darkness in me. I was so angry as a 20, 30-year-old. Scream, cuss, mad at this, mad at that, throw things, punch walls. Got broken knuckles and scrapes and cuts with scars now. And, oh, how stupid that was. I've learned not to be angry. I still get ticked off once in a while, but it's only that long. I don't carry it through. But people these days are angry about something that happened 20 years ago, and they refuse to forgive or work out anything with another person because they're greedy for themselves. Why? That's an emotional greed. I choose not to forgive you. You pissed me off. Yeah, 20 years ago, but you still pissed me off. And you're still mad? But you pissed me off. That's emotional greed. It is. You refuse to, it's what you need. You have learned that you need to be greedy with your emotion. And I'm better than that SOB. I don't have to forgive him. I'm mad at him from 20 years ago, and it's my choice to be mad now. And by God, I'm going to keep being mad. I've heard people speak those words. And I look and go, oh, man. Do I want to come to your house again and have dinner? I have the right to be mad and be pissed at people. Oh, Yeah, you do. And I have the right and the choice to not come over here and be around your negative energy. Holy mackerel. And the thing is that it's just all greed. I'm not going to forgive him because I was right. Maybe you weren't, but you think you were. And you think that you're justified in your anger. You feel that you're justified in your non-forgiveness. You feel justified in your actions, even though you tote your Bible around and consider yourself a Christian. And because you tote that book and because you go to church, you're saved. That's it. I'm home free. That's it. Don't have to worry about all this other stuff. And to all of my Christian friends, and non-Christian friends too, but to those folks who carry that Bible around, when I've already stated, and it's in the book, Jesus died for our sins. Pay attention. Jesus died for our sins. Okay? It's in the book. So then, why would we need to repent to be saved if he died for our sins? Logic? Make sense to you? The angel appears before John twice in the book of Revelations, chapter 9, chapter 22. John sees the angel. He bows down. He worships the angel, and the angel says, "Get up, my brother. You are as I am." We are all angels. So you can skip the rest of the Bible. Jesus said, share. Be compassionate to your fellow man. If a man needs a coat, then give him your cloak. If someone is hungry, then feed them. What did he do with loaves and fishes? Him and the apostles could have had their own meal. What did he do? He prayed over those loaves and fishes and fed the multitudes because he was prosperous. That's what Jesus would do. So these folks toting these Bible are going, I'm a Christian. You're a religion, but you have nothing to do with being Christ-like. Christ took bread and loaves and fishes and this and fed the multitudes. Who of those who have the means are feeding the multitudes? They're not. They're greedy. Well, it's my money. I made it. Blah. I ain't going through that again. But are they feeding the multitudes? Or are they even trying to feed the multitudes? Oh, they give to a church who steals the money, and maybe one family gets some meals or something, But the $1 million church needs to have an upkeep. It's got to have electricity, and the air conditioner broke. And so people are giving their money to the church, not to God or anything like that. They're giving it to an entity. And it's not helping anyone. Now, there are churches who do good outreach programs. But my point is, if it's $1 million church, then they're not, the money that is being given to the church isn't being used properly. They should tear the sumbitch down and use the wood that's in it to build housing for these homeless people. I know rich folks down here in the South who have the means and who refuse to do it. They've got property that is, we're holding on to it. They don't farm it. They don't do anything with it. Maybe they're growing some trees, but they own it. They've got buku bucks. They've got houses, that slumlord housing, because I painted some of these houses for some of these people when I was able and working out as a painter and that type thing. Excuse me, I got to sneeze. Oh, how rude. Woohoo! Excuse me. And my point to that is that they can't take any of what they have with them. And they've already got property. They've already got the means. They've got tractors and things. They could start community gardens without breaking a sweat with the money and the things that they have. So I'm not saying that they should empty their bank account out, but there are so many things they could be doing to help their fellow man because they were prosperous they could pass this prosperity around. But even with a community garden, nope. Nope. Forget it. I'm not, why should I do it? It's my money, my land, my stuff. Nope. I don't want anybody running around on my property. Well, they might sneak onto it anyway, but that's not the point. Well, wait a minute. But you're going to the Christian church and you're toting your Christian Bible and you're telling me and other people that you have God in your heart. And I say to you, sir, you are blaspheming to yourself and to me, period. Because anyone who has what you have and tries to tell me and other people that you have Jesus in your heart, when Jesus fed the multitudes, who have you fed? You and your family. Did you give it? Oh, well, I donated some canned goods, to the local. These people have the means to feed 10 people every single day for a year and never feel it in their pocketbook. But they don't. Well, why don't those people go out and get a job? What if there aren't enough jobs to go around, which is a huge case right now? And there are people who have lost so much faith in the system, they've given up. But because you're still prosperous, because of these same people who made you prosperous, you just happen to have a good bank account, right? Theirs was wiped out. They lost their home. Father, mother, and the children split up. They lost their home. The father couldn't get a job. Welfare stepped in, took their children away from them because the mother and father are now homeless. Now they don't even have their children. This is going on all over. And I know people in fact, the lady who stayed with me, who stole the dimes, was in that same situation. Her children were taken away from them because they lost their house. And they lost their house because 500 or 600 people lost their jobs in this small town. But the rich people who made money off of all these other folk, do you think one of them, just one of them, started a community garden or some type of community thing? Nope, they just fired everybody, let them go, 6 months unemployment, and then you're on your own. Well, if you think living on unemployment is fun, I got $250 a week when I was bringing home $750 a week. And you're saying, oh, yeah, you can maintain on your unemployment. Duh. We're all greedy at some point. We just have to look inside and see where it is. My greed was that I refused to speak about this. I'm like, the hell with y'all. My own personal attitude. I'm going to be a hermit and live down here. I'm going to be with Mother Earth. I understand Mother Earth. I understand trees and rocks and the ground. I understand these things. I shared it with folk, but I didn't do YouTube videos or Facebook or anything like that. I was greedy and I kept the information to myself. And it's not like I wouldn't share. If someone came, I'd talk and things, but I didn't put forth any effort to tell anyone else. I was greedy with the information that Mother gave me, Mother Mary, Mother Earth, Father Sky, and Creator. And I was greedy with the information that was given to me. I'm just as guilty as a billionaire who won't set up a soup kitchen. In relative terms, being greedy is being greedy, regardless of what you're withholding or that you're not sharing. So in my personal life, I think my being greedy with my knowledge was a bigger sin than having money and not sharing that. To me, that's my personal judgment. But to glasses. But to when I realized that I was thinking greed in terms of money and sharing that, but then a couple of months ago, well, when I really started coming out doing these videos and such, was like, you're being greedy with your time. You're being greedy with your knowledge. You're being greedy with your love because you'll only share it to those who come and visit you now. Well, nobody comes to visit me anymore. So I'm like, it's not that I don't love you. I can't get off my property right now on my own, but I do wish to share my love with you and my compassion. So then I had to ask my creator and to Mother Mary, so now what do I do? And now I'm doing this to try to share what before I was actually being greedy with. Spiritual information that was given to me from on high, spiritual information that can help other people to achieve their own ascension, to achieve their own higher vibrations, to achieve their own spiritual and be able to realize, hey, I am an angel. And I choose to be a light angel or a dark angel. You're right, none of this is going with me when I pass this realm. What greater feeling than to share what you have? I mean, somebody asked me off my Facebook, what are you getting out of this, Dave? Nothing. I'm not in it to get something back. I'm in this because I realized I was being greedy with my knowledge. Crap. Greed is like, man, I was sharing all this other stuff. I wasn't sharing knowledge. I wasn't sharing truth in the way it was shown to me. So which sin is worse? The billionaire with money who doesn't share it? Or a spiritual person with help and possible guidelines for spiritual growth and ascension? Who's created the bigger sin? Now, this is I realized that my sin, if you will, was worse because I was withholding information. I was withholding spiritual knowledge, understanding, a logic to things that other people weren't getting. My experience through all of the Catholic Church, through all of the other religions I'd studied, to the preachers and the pastors and the monks and the medicine men and all of the people that I've met in my lifetime. I was hoarding that information. I was being greedy with that information. Now, my intention was for people to come down here on my property. We would have healing drums. We would have fires, and we would do group healings with people. Nobody wants. Nobody cares. Nobody wants any of that. Nope, too far to drive. But I'm only 12 miles. Doesn't matter. You're too far away. Can't drive out there. Don't want to. Nah. Excuse. So that's when I shut up. And I just told everybody, I didn't tell them to go to hell, but I just said, okay, if that's the way you feel, then never mind. I'm not going to speak to any of you because none of you want to listen. Doesn't matter. That was my prayer that came back. Dave, it isn't about you. Because, see, you got your feelings hurt. Nobody wanted to listen to you. Nobody would come out and drum or do a fire or be sacred with you on Mother Earth. They all rejected your offers freely. Come on. Doesn't cost you anything. All you got to do is drive out here. I'll even share food or something. Nope. Nobody shows up. Why? Is it their own inequities? Or they just don't see the necessity in it? Well, I tried. I shared. But then I got greedy to myself. They don't want to listen. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to come out here. And then the big dream came. Dave, you got to go to them. Well, but I can't drive. But you got to still go to them. You have to speak to these people. You have to show them. You have to help them to try to understand that in a lot of ways, it's not their fault because society has formed us all. I mean, I'm one of them, I'm trying to break the chains of the society and of the things that was told that I needed when actually it was something that I wanted. Had nothing to do with whether or not I was going to live tomorrow or still be here or healthier. It had to do with what I wanted. So I'm still working on that one. Even though I don't have much, that's not it. If I have information and if I look around and I see that that's why I'm here, now I'm looking around and I'm seeing these folks and I'm going, what? And they're still trying. We are in the last days of the Bible. This is them saying this now. We are in the last days of the Bible. Send me money so I can reach more people. Well, you're already on YouTube. You're already on Twitch, Twitter, Smack, Blap, Doolap, Foobaloo. You're already reaching thousands of people per day. And you being a preacher, send us money because we wish to continue. Okay, well, you've already got these things, but you still need more money. You never say, if you wish to send money. No, you say God, and you use the God thing. God says you must tithe, that you must give 10%. God didn't say, well, wait a minute. Yeah, the God did. Creator didn't. God said share. God said 10% to the church. Jesus took the money changers out of the church. Jesus took his followers out to the fields, and with baskets of loaves of bread and fishes, he multiplied and fed the masses. He shared the abundance. And people are thinking, but I'm Christ-like. I'm just like Jesus was. I give 10% to my church. And I'm going to go to heaven too. St. Peter told me in a dream. And I think to myself, well, you might go to that pearly gates. It is not going to be where the rest of us angels are going to be sitting. That's my feeling. And when I took the walk to the death side, which is actually more life than what we're living right now, I've walked in the spirit world. I've seen the spirit world. And no, it's like nothing on this earth because this is 3D. I mean, being able to pass through a wall is just way cool. Being able to fly or to be in this spot now and an instant later be on the other side of the planet or on a different planet instantly. And know that you're there. Know that this exists. Being able to see the earth from the moon and look back and go, well, that's not like the pictures I've seen, you know. And you say, well, people say, well, Dave, you're just crazy. Hawkeye, you have jumped off the deep end. Okay, fine. But I've dropped all these other trappings. And by doing so, this has been my reward. Is it money? No. Is it health? Sort of. Am I getting energized by the cosmic energies? Yeah. I still have my choice as to whether or not to lay around and complain and bitch and moan, which is today's supposed to be one of those complaining, bitching, moaning days, you know, because I'm in such pain. And I'm fighting it off as hard as I can right now, by the way. A 15-minute video is now turned into an hour and 18 minutes. It just seems, though, when I get on this particular subject, it's like, you know, I don't want to beat people up for being rich. That's not it. I'm not beating people up because they were prosperous. What I'm beating up folks about is the fact that they're lying to me and to themselves, especially when they say they've got the Bible and that they're going to heaven. And I think, but you missed the point. You missed the point of what Jesus said. Isn't the Bible supposed to be about what Jesus said? He came, died on the cross, and saved us all from our sins. But yet, all these pastors, and I almost said a person's name, and I'm trying not to name drop. We are in everything as apocalyptic now, and it is, for truth. But then you must join the church and give to us, not to someone else, but to us, preacher me. So, well, we wish to continue to spread the word. Okay, well, what? Is there something that you can trim down in your life? I mean, you know, you travel back and forth to Israel and you go to these things and such and such and such, and you're asking little old ladies out there to get saved again. because you're putting guilt upon them from religion. I mean, I wished I could just go to Ohio and visit my brothers and sisters. Some of them I've never met. And these folks are just taking trips around. Oh, we went to Egypt and we went to here. And oh, praise God. And, but send your 10% into us. We need your money. We're all praying for you. I'm praying for you too. And I ain't asked for a dime. I ain't asked for nothing except for you to save your own soul. So these pastors are out there breathing this stuff and using the Bible and trying to convince people. I mean, I got drew in a couple of years back, but I was searching for a particular thing. I was studying the different Bibles and going back to the original message myself and finding out that this man's lying too. And there are a lot of people that like this man. And he seems like a nice guy, but that's not the point. He's wrapped up in prosperity equals you give me money and it's my choice whether I wish to share it or share it at all. Or do I want to take a trip to the Holy Land and then send you pictures on my cell phone? Okay, I guess. And people, woo, let's send you more money so you can take more pictures in the Holy Land. Okay, that's the way it is. All right. So the money and all that stuff that happened, that couldn't have went to local gardens. I mean, the donations that people sent to the church. You mean you couldn't have taken that $100 and you can buy a bunch of seeds for $100? You're trying to tell me you can't find a vacant lot and an old used tiller or something and start a community garden to feed people healthy, locally grown vegetables? Nope. Going to send that money to Pastor Boobly Boo over there so they can take another trip to the Holy Land and take pictures and send them back to you on their cell phone. Because that's more important than feeding people here or in their local area. Oh, they pray for them. Oh, pray for the homeless people. Oh, Jesus, save those homeless people. May they find the righteousness of the Lord. Dude, if they're homeless, they have been victim of the righteousness of your God. Because it's other Christians who have to give but won't share. Because once they've received all these blessings, the devil moved in and turned it into greed, and they refused to share. Well, but see, now for me, if I say I'm going to give $1,000 to somebody, I don't make $1,000 a month. That's my income. So if I give $1,000, I'm giving everything. But somebody that gets $100,000 a year says, but that's $1,000. Yeah, but you have 100,000. You have hundreds of those thousands, and you're unwilling to give up 1,000 to help homeless or. Well, I gave to the church. Stop using that excuse. If you know somebody that's using that excuse, say, but Jesus said, feed the multitudes. And if they want to argue, then you say, go read your Bible that you're carrying with you. Why isn't the preacher teaching feed the multitudes? Instead, he's passing the hat one more time because they didn't seem to get enough on the first two passes of the hat for the church. Why do I know that? I know that because I've been in churches that say, you're not leaving until we didn't reach our goal through the donations this week. And the little old ladies were pulling out little wrinkled up dollar bills from the bottom of the purse and putting it in the collection box because they felt guilty. They wanted to. Their heart's in the right place, but the people who are running the religion, we reached our quota. Did they need the quota? No. They set the quota because they wanted the quota. They should have been happy with a dime from every person in the congregation and left it at that. Because if they were true believers of their own religion, then the Christ nature of the religion, if it were true, then would be that if you share your prosperity, if you clothe and house and feed the multitudes, your reward will be so much more. But it goes right back down to greed. Greed, greed, greed. And I'm going to be greedy right now. I'm going to be greedy and say, I can't sit here any longer and have this conversation with you. I'm going to be greedy and go lay down because I am in a crap load of pain. But I love you. I love you. I love you. I do. And for those naysayers are saying Dave's just making this stuff up to make himself feel better, trust me, I can, I can be, you know, I don't have to do this. I don't. I do it freely. I do it with love and compassion for everyone. Cassie James, hi all. Timothy Love, isn't that 10% of the law? It's the law of the church, so to speak. Do you have power from God and you are in pain? Sometimes yeah, power of God doesn't necessarily mean that I can walk out in the yard and float up into the air. I'm still a human being. And there are things on this earth and the vibrations from space who are making some of these self-healing things quite difficult for many of us. So right now, I'm spending this time to spend with you, which is taking away from my time of trying to heal. So that's why I'm saying I'm going to be greedy and shut this thing off and go try to heal myself. The painful truth, fatherless and the widow, the workman is worthy of his meat. Just, you got to look at your own life. But if you look around at what people are trying to pawn off on you, it's just not the truth. It's just not, but they're trying their dead level best to make you believe that their religion, their frame of thought, like I say, it's fine to be prosperous until you become greedy with it. And that's just the spirit law. I'm sorry, Holy Spirit is on me all the time, regardless of pain or hunger. I'm sorry, I'm with the Holy Spirit at all times. I am connected to my Creator, but I'm still a human being, okay? And I can wipe out most of the pain, and I have. I have healed myself to the point where several years ago, I was in a wheelchair, drooling, couldn't feed myself, peeing myself, couldn't get up and go to the toilet. I'm walking now. I'm talking now. I couldn't even talk before. I couldn't even have a conversation. I'm denying the power of God. I'm sorry. I don't believe in your God. I believe in the Creator. You know pain? I fell off a 2-story backwards. Not fell. The scaffolding collapsed and I landed on a cross member on my back this way. I'm not supposed to be able to walk, and I can. I use the power of the cosmos to be able to walk again. And now, Timothy, I don't know you. I love you just the same. But God is a construct. I get my information straight from the Creator. I get my pain, my healing of the pain straight from the cosmos. I don't have to pray to God. God is a false construct. Well, good for you. And I hope that your God, continues to do that. But I'm just saying, Creator made God, and you may be praying to someone, and good for you. I'm serious. Good for you. I take that not away from me. But so many Christians have come up to me and lay their hands upon me to heal me. And I believed them, and not a damn thing happened. I've gotten more healing through my own consciousness with the Spirit. Okay. Now, I have had severe bodily trauma, bones broken in my back. Like I said, I'm not supposed to be able to walk, and I do. I'm just having a bad couple days. I overdid some things physically because I felt so good a couple of days ago, and now I'm paying for it now. And I firmly believe I just need to go shut this thing off. I need to go put myself in my meditation, and I need to be able to allow the cosmos to heal my pain for now. That's how that works for me. The Holy Father is the one that does the works, and he is the God of gods. I'm sorry, I disagree with you. You keep believing, Timothy, what you believe in, all right? Creator made God. Any word that has God in it is a construct of man, okay? Period. That's all there is to it. And you can argue with me if you want, but I refuse to argue with you. I'm just telling you, Creator made God. Creator made all the gods. And the information you may be getting and the healing that you may be getting is coming from the cosmos and not from God. Because God is a construct of man. Period. It's the truth. And if you still wish to go there, say God is the creator. Okay, that's your paradigm. And I'm not going to talk about this anymore with you because you have your mind made up. And I can't argue with you. All I can do is say, God is the creator. All right? You say God is the creator. You have to lose the word God. There is no God. A God is an individual, a person, a construct. There is no God. It is creator. It is the entire universe, collected energy of healing, love, light. It's all of us. Each one of us are angels. I repeat again. May the almighty cosmos, yes, it is the almighty cosmos. It is not a person. It's not an entity. It's there for everyone to share. The quantum thing where, I had ESP with people, my grandmother, instantaneous communication, with simple thought. That is the cosmos. That's there. That's the quantum. That's what it is. And you don't require a book, a church, or anybody telling you that there is a God, because it is the universe. You got to throw the word God out of your construct, really, because as long as you believe in a God, then you're limiting your own access, because you think there is just one, and there aren't just one. It's all. We are all part of the Godhead. We are all angels. We are all gods in our own rights, but we're trapped in this human beingness. There is no God greater than God's, only creator, only the source of all things. And it's not a God. I know people are like, well, they have to have a word for it. It's called creator, period. It's not a God. It's creation. All men have known that there is a great God above all gods. Yes, all men who continue to repeat the same lie, Timothy. I'm telling you, I've been lied to for 66 years. And this information is really difficult to try to explain to people, because even I slip up and use the word God once in a while. But there is no God, not the God that what everybody thinks of. They think there is somebody above them. It's creation that's above all things. It's not a person or a thing. It is everything. Let me blow your mind. There is no above another in the true spirit plane. That doesn't blow my mind. It might blow Timothy's mind. But I do not know what everybody thinks. I know what everybody thinks if they're following our religion. Absolutely. If they're toting a Bible around and they're talking about the Jesus Christ in their Bible, and they're doing this and prophesying and all this, and then saying, send me money, send me money, send me money, then they don't understand who Jesus was. They don't understand the whole concept of it. They're believing in a God, when creator, creation, all of the universe is creator. All of the universe is it. There is no God. That's it. There are people who pretend to be gods, and there are entities who pretend to be gods. And there are people who have created religions to let them think that there's a God when they're praying to a construct. Now, as a Native American background, Native Americans pray to Creator, but they also say, I pray to God. They pray first to Creator, who made God, and then they pray to God, because they realize that God is a construct of man. So in order, they believe in Jesus, they believe in Christhood, they believe in the sharing of man. I mean, you go to a Native American village or whatever, nobody's really better than another. Everybody shares. and politicians call those people savages. If you look at the tribes in indigenous places all over the world in the jungles, people are taking care of each other without any kind of God, because they're already tuned into Creator and Mother Earth. And now Christians say, well, you can't believe in Mother Earth and you must be a pagan and you worship. Oh, no, 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 no. The two of you speak of is Father and Son. Sorry. You keep believing that, Timothy, and I will keep praying for you regardless. But it's above that. There is more than a Father and Son. There is so much more. And by you limiting yourself to Father and Son, to a God, you're missing out on the rest of the universe, the rest of the cosmological energy, because you're focused on a God. When we, as human beings, should be collectively thinking about the energy of the cosmos, of Creator, of all things, all planets. The God here is just for this planet, and it was a fake one at that. I mean, Timothy, let me if you're still there, let me ask you, if you read the Bible, and if so, do you know the book of Job? And if so, have you read the book of Job? And if so, do you understand that God in that Bible made a deal with the devil to torment and torture another human being to see whether or not this human being would stay truthful to God? Are you serious? That's a God of hate. That's not a God of love. He's making a deal with the devil to torture one of his own. Creator doesn't do that. Creator creates, not for pain, not to kill, not to send someone out because someone else doesn't feel righteous or another. The God of the Bible is a sumbitch. He torments people. We are supposed to fear him. I never fear Creator because Creator is with me all the time. Unless, of course, you agreed to it before you got here. Meaning spirit, soul, my soul contract. In so many words, yes. I knew at the age of 7 that I was going to have to do this now in my older age. And I've been kicking and screaming ever since. Because there are going to be folk like you who are so agreed to the path. Listen, I was going to become a priest. I was in the Catholic Church. I was seriously going to become a priest and donate my life to God. Till I found out how many pedophiles are there. Until I found out from a sister, a Dominican nun who was my teacher and mentor, showed me how nasty the Vatican really was in 1970. She told me things that are happening now. And I asked her, I said, why didn't you leave the church? And she said, because I made my vow to my God and my Creator. She made sure she used the word Creator. This was in 1970. Personal contact and personal information that I shared with a Dominican nun from Tampa Catholic High School. I've spoken on this many times before. The God in the Bible is a God of hate. Yes. Now, I did not come upon this lightly. It took me years because I kept thinking, because I had the religious construct on me. I mean, I'm still a Catholic in a lot of ways, and I can't shake it. But I'm shaking most of it. But to the point, though, other people said, you know what? Why would a loving God torment Job to make a point to the devil? And I was like, wait a minute, I need to go back through this and look at this again. And when I took a Mr. Spock point of view from Star Trek, I said, let me look at this logically, okay? Not religiously or whatever. Let me just look at this logically. And what is logical does not make sense to the Bible. What's logical is Jesus fed the masses. Jesus was a good person. Jesus gave his cloak to someone who needed it. Jesus went to the lepers and healed them. Jesus did these things on his own. He didn't send somebody else. He didn't raise money and then, well, here, everybody give $1 and then we're going to send it to the lepers. He went himself. Okay? How many preachers of these days do you see that really are doing that? No, they're all for themselves. They've become greedy with their own power of the religion, which has nothing to, religion has nothing to do with God. Okay, if you want to say creator, God, okay, fine. I got that. Creator, God. Okay. But if you're speaking about the God in the Catholic Bible, which is different, by the way, than the God in the King James Version, because King James changed who God was in his version of the Bible, do your due diligence and search it out. I've done videos on this, and it's the truth. Same thing, the Quran or the Talmud or whatever, the Bhagavad Gita, pick it. It's not about the religion. It's about using these words as a guideline to help you to become your full spirit, your true angel, your true self, having nothing to do with a God, having to do with you and your spirit and your entity and your energy and your place in the cosmos, having nothing to do with God. But everybody, I'm blaspheming right now because I'm speaking to you in this way. And the God of the Bible is saying, I am a heretic when I'm quoting the Bible. But I'm a heretic. Wow. Then how come there are like 20 different versions of the Bible? In the last chapter of Revelations, in the King James Version, it's clearly states, any man who changes the word of God of the prophecy of this book shall be written out of the book of life and the tree of life. Do you know how many times the words in the Bible have been changed? And you're reading the King James Version when King James was he like other little boys and other men. The reason he rewrote the Bible was because the Pope wouldn't give him a divorce. He wanted to divorce his wife from a forced marriage so that he could go play around with the little French boys across the English Channel. And you want to use the King James Version as your version of how to speak to God and how to be holy? Are you serious? That's the truth. Yes, it's hard to swallow. Yes, people get upset about it. But if you do your due diligence and go back into the Greek text and go back all the way, and you find out that these people have been lying and cheating and stealing from us in the name of religion for 2,000 years or more. But we're so convinced that that's the only way we can get there. We can't drop the trappings of religion. Well, there's got to be a God. Well, what if it's just creator of all things? And it's not a single entity, but billion trillions of energies and entities, and God is a part of each one of us. The creator is a part of each one of us. We're all a part of the whole. And so if one of us fails, then it's going to bring down the whole loving God, Christ-like nature. I'm using that God for your benefit, Timothy. Okay, seriously. But creator, the entire wholeness of the universe, is that energy we should be drawing from. And every time we read Paul in the Gospels, he's a lying sumbitch. Even priests and other pastors say that Saul, who became Paul, was a heretic. And I've been led to believe the same thing on my own. But then I listened. I'm a priest who left the Catholic Church, who left their vows, who left what they found as sacred, took years to accomplish, said, Creator just sent me a message and I see the real truth. And I see the Catholic Church and these other churches and all these religions have been lying to us all. When they went through, they lost their religion, but they became more spiritual. Every pastor that I've seen that's quit preaching Christianity, every priest that I've met, and I've known several over the years, and that simply walked out and said, no more, because I will refuse to be a part of the blasphemy of this church any longer. But each one of these pastors, priests that I've met, I'm telling you, they are 10 times more spiritual than they ever were as a priest or a pastor, because they went past this created God in this construct, in this paradigm, in this portion of the universe right now. And like I said, I don't want to argue with folks. You're going to find it out for yourself. Have you ever spoke to a dead man that has had his innards taken out and called him to breathe and see him breathe and have witness? I hear Paul about the same as I hear anyone, but I hear the beloved Son of God more than any. And if they disagree with him, I disagree with them. Well, then you disagree with everything I've just said. No, but I have spoken to people that have died and came back. I've died and came back 3 times. I've been drowned. I've been there and come back. I've seen the other side. I've walked with spirits on the other side. And it's not like the heaven they try to make you believe. I have called the storms to stop, and God stopped him. I have seen all get sick around me, but I did not, because I believe I should not, and he does the works. But Timothy, let me put this to you, my friend, and I got to stop this. I'm really hurting and I need sustenance. So I'm giving you my energy freely. But it may be that you're praying past the church God. It may be that you are tied in to Creator, and that your interpretation says it's God because that's what society has told us that it is. Now, I know people who are Christians, but they don't follow all the Christian things, and they don't read Paul, and they read just the word of Jesus. Not the rest of it. The rest of it's just a book. They follow the word of Christ. Not the Bible, the word of Christ. And even that's a little subject, but when you think about how he stepped out of a boat and walked on the water, he was using earth energies. He was using the energy that we already possess. He was trying to show that to us. When he calmed the seas, he was trying to show us that we have the power of our Creator to do these God-given, I'm using the word God for you, these are earth energies that are supposed to be natural to us, but have been hidden by all this other construct. Yes, Cassie, I agree with you. Timothy does the works, not the God he's praying to. I agree with you. You are protected because you are bringing in something beyond what the Christians and the Bible teach of God. You have, Timothy, have already reached beyond. Now, your words, you're using societal words, because I've taken my drum outside last summer when it was so hot and I needed rain, and I drummed and I said some Native American type prayers, and I prayed to Creator, and there was a storm over my house, just right around within a quarter-mile area. So yeah, I've been in the ocean when there were times to be drowned, and me and my friend, we focused our energy and made it out of a horrible storm. I still wonder how we made it, but we did. And is it power from a God? I don't think so, and neither does he. We were using the energy of the ocean, the energy of the storm, the energy, get this, of creation, of Creator, of these energies all around us. And we were able to calm the storm enough for us to get back into shore without getting capsized or anything. Now, Timothy, you might quite say that, oh, that was God working. We both believed that it was Creator and our combined energies between the two of us that helped put a little bubble of protection around that sailboat. And the other four people huddled into the hull who were thinking that they were going to die. We stayed on top. We stayed in the storm, lightning crashing, the whole 9 yards. The tiller, the whole thing. We made it back into shore safely without any incident at all. Now, those people were down there praying to their God and crapping on themselves. We were taking the energy of the storm and of the ocean and of Creator to get us back. Okay, maybe that was God. That's your idea. I know what the people have tried to, I mean, in so many ways, there's still people trying to cram God down my throat when I understand that God is a construct and that there is more. It's above the God of Christianity. It's above the gods of all these other religions. It has nothing to do with religion. That's the whole point. It has to do with our connection to Creator, to the source of all energy, to Mother Earth, to all the natural energies around us. And one of these days, I'm going to learn how to fly. I mean, just take off. I haven't got there yet. I'm still working on it. But I knew medicine men who could fall off a cliff and soar and land on the ground safely. They weren't talking to a Bible God. They were talking to Creator. They were using earth energies. They were using natural energies. Churches don't believe in that. Religions don't believe in natural energy. And in fact, they try to squash it, quell it, or whatever. Timothy, it is you that has the power. Timothy, that's why they're lying to you. They're saying no one of us individually has this power. That's the lie. We all have this innate power, Timothy. We do. But you are still, they making you believe that, well, only God's got that kind of power. We all do. We all do. I go through some of my other videos about the time I was called to go into town, and on the way home we saved a man who had his leg cut off and his truck was fixing to blow up, and we pulled this man out of a burning fire. I held his stump with my hands to keep him from bleeding out until finally 45 minutes later an ambulance showed up. The man would be dead. If I had not listened to my spirit guide and done what me and my friend did, that man would have perished. He would have perished. Was it God? No. God told me to stay home that night. My spirit and my cosmos and my energy said, you have got to go into town right now because there's something important that you're going to be part of. And me and my friend Tim, by the way, saved a man's life. Saved it. Well, we didn't save his leg per se, but they were able to fit him with a prosthesis. And within 3 months, he was back walking again with the prosthesis. He was able to be alive for his daughter and his newborn that was on the way, that he was able to watch his youngest child being born. Had we not been there at that specific time, and if I had not listened to Mother Mary in my connection with Creator, he would have died, period. And why do I say that? I don't say that lightly, because we were the only two people on that road for 30 minutes until the sheriff came. No one came down that road out here in the country. No one. He would be dead. We went to town, didn't need to, but it wasn't what I needed. It was what he needed. And I listened to my spirits, and they said, there's something important you need to do. We create our own situations. Am I creating the pain right now? Yeah, because I'm sitting here looking into this little camera, and I'm not going to be able to stand up when I get done with this. Creator is it. It's the source of all. There is no creator of creators. Creator is the creator of it all. Creator makes the gods. Creator makes the spirits. Creator makes the energies. Creator makes humans. Creator makes angels. It comes out of the universe is so big, it's just unbelievable. And the energy that's in the universe is this collective. You aren't creating your pain by saying that you will be in pain. If you are a creator, then your mouth creates the future. And my future says I'm going to go lay down and get rid of this pain. So yeah, I'm creating the future, but sitting here right now doing what I'm doing is creating a physical pain because I'm pinching the nerves in my back, period. Can I make it go away? Yeah, I can say goodbye, Timothy, and end the stream and go over there and lay down and use my cosmic energy to take this pain away. Now, you want to turn it around in another way for me, Timothy? I fully understand this. There's nothing, I'm sorry, that you can probably say that would make me understand it. I understand this. I'm here right now fighting through the pain because of how I'm sitting, and I can't do this any other way at the moment. I'm doing this for you because I love you. I'm not speaking about doubt. You are. I don't have any doubt. I understand perfectly what I'm speaking about. The pain's already there. I'm creating it because I'm not sitting in a proper position. And if I understand that by the way I'm sitting, it's creating pressure upon my bones, which is creating pressure upon the nerve endings in my back, which is sending horrendous pain down both of my legs via my sciatica nerve, that is a physical thing. Yes, I can change it. And I can change it because I'm going to stop talking to you and wasting my energy that I could be healing myself with to try to help show you the love of a bigger universe. You doubt that you will be well, and instead you will. No! See, I'm wasting my energy on you, where I could be over there healing myself right now. So I love you, Timothy. You have your own opinion. I'm glad that you're connected to a higher source. But if you think that it's religion that's doing it, I submit you should take a reconsideration of that. Stay tuned. Stay in love. I totally understand. I wish I had this. Much love. You were talking about greed, and now you are greedy over your time, and that is all you have to give. I've been on this computer for 6 hours today. You just happened to join here at the last minute. Sorry, Timothy. I have given, and I've got to go lay down so I can come back on later on and give more of myself. So right now, you're being a dick, in my opinion, because you're trying to prove your point to me when I'm the one that's giving of my time. I'm very sorry. You know, you're trying to turn this against me, and we're supposed to be working together. You're the type of people I'm trying to explain this to. So Timothy, please, if you have nothing good to say, then just zip it. I love you regardless. I really do. But for you to say these things to me, when it's me who's giving to you, and then you want to turn it around and say, but now you're going to be greedy. I should have shut up 30 minutes ago when you came on. Okay. Judith, I love you, darling. Timothy, I love you. And I've seen your little name around in places, and you're trying to spread this. And that's okay. It's your choice. It's your freedom. But I have the choice to say, you are giving doubt to me, and I'm trying to give faith to you, whose gift is better. Mine, because it's my gift. Yours is a construct of religions, which is what I'm trying to say. You're stuck in a religious construct. I'm out of it. I have no religion, but I have my creator all the time. And you're trying to push me back into religion? Back into a made-up construct? And you say that your faith is trying to save me? To put me back in a realm that I just escaped from? And you say that that's the good part of this? That you're giving to me? You're trying to convince me to go back to a lie. I don't see that as being good. I'm sorry. I've had my fill of people like you who have been trying to tell me that, oh, you can't get to heaven without religion. when I know I've already been to heaven and back several times, and it's not about religion. I already have faith. You don't understand it, though, Timothy. You didn't say my faith. I said your faith, giving you faith. I already have faith. You're giving me a lie. Your faith is a lie to me because I've already been there. I've already experienced 50-something years of the lie. I'm 66, for God's sakes. Yeah, the lower G, by the way. So you're trying to give me your faith, which is I believed in all that construct until I got hit in the head and realized that it was all a lie. You continue with your lie. You continue with your paradigm. You continue with your faith. I love you regardless, and I do, okay? But you simply don't understand at all where I'm coming from. You're trying to instill faith in me when my faith is way beyond where you're thinking at, because you don't understand the cosmos energy. You don't understand these things yet simply by what you're saying. How do I know you? Because of what you're putting out in the chat room. I can understand because so many other people speak the same things you're doing, and you all have a collective thought about religion and about the God construct. I'm past that. I'm absolutely past it. The cosmos has been here for eternity. The earth hasn't. Who cares how long it's been here? Who cares who created it? Does it matter? We are all here now. We are all light beings. We are all angels. Now, do I need to know where Creator came from? No, because Creator is Creator, period. It is the thing. It is the source of all things, period. Doesn't need a name. Source, Creator. It is the creation. Mother Earth is of the creation, is part of the creation. There isn't anyone at the top of the line. That's the point, Timothy. There isn't a person. There is not an entity. It's an eternal, massive, cosmic energy that makes up creation. You, me, Cassie, other people, we are a part of this construct, of the universal construct, not of something man-made. We are a part of this before we ever learned about religion. We were a part of this when we were born, before we ever learned that there was, quote, a God in a religion. I mean, folks who are born in the jungle, their God is the natural things. They say a prayer to the sun. White people say that they're savages and that they're worshiping the sun. No, they're giving thanks that the sun came up today. Simple. Thank you. But white people think they're savages. White people think that they must have a prayer and that those folk must be worshiping. No, it's simply being honorable to the things around you, to the cosmos around us, to that eternal energy, whether we're here or not, this year, next year, 1,000 years from now, the energy is still going to be here in this cosmos, in the entire universe. The entire universe is Creator, is the source of all, even the bad stuff. There is no top or bottom. Absolutely. The one who made the cosmos is actually a many. Exactly, Miss Cassie. You got it. Exactly. That eternal, massive cosmic energy are the angels and the spirits and the things created that's hold all in place. But they all say there is one over them. The angels, yeah. Because the angels, some of them were created by a God. Now look, there's a hierarchy of spirits. But a hierarchy of spirits doesn't mean that they're the one true omnipotent God. All gods have a hierarchy, but they all report to the source. They all report to the Creator, which is everything. So they're not reporting to, General Schmuck and Schmuck. There is no General Schmuck and Schmuck. Now, in this line of angels, there's a General Schmucky Schmuck. but only in the line of angels. And yeah, there are angels, there are devils, there are demons, there are other spirits, there are aliens all over the place. And I've met a few. I've seen them, I've seen their spacecraft. I know these other entities exist. I have crossed over and seen and walked with the spirit world. I've seen these things. I have experienced these things. And they have nothing to do with religion. And they have nothing to do with a, quote, God. God spelled backwards is dog. You're better off with a dog than you are with a God, because a dog is connected to the spirit. The dog, a four-legged, is connected to the source. Dogs don't have religions. And they're almighty beings with unconditional love. So somebody took a dog and turned him into a God. And then everybody else is supposed to pay attention and believe. You're saying nothing different, just using different words. Then I'm wasting my time with you. I'm sorry. And I refuse to waste time. When you experience those things in the place called space, did you see the earth orbiting the sun? Absolutely. Absolutely. I saw cosmos and things that, flat earthers are going, oh man, that can't happen. Well, okay, then that's my experience. I say them. Can I prove them? No. I do have pictures of orbs and things that I have taken pictures of, because those spirits who wish to communicate with me say this very easily. I say, look, if I'm going to speak these things to people, and if I'm going to discuss about spirit orbs and things like that, is there any way you can give me proof? Go through my videos. You'll see that I've done videos and I have pictures of these orbs. Okay? That's where I've received my information. It's all been good. Everything has been for Creator. Everything has been for compassion and love to other people on this planet and beyond. And see, most people don't even think of beyond. They're only thinking about this 3D construct on this earth. Okay, and heaven is a construct of this earth. I'm thinking about a planet on the other side of the universe that I want to go visit, I've been there at some point and I have old memories. I want to go back, This is just a stop-off place. This is just one place. Our beings, our souls, our being angels, we are quite possibly millions of years old. But because of this earthly construct, we don't remember it. Some of us are remembering. That's what this great awakening is, that you can see and hear things that were before now hidden, masked, veiled, however you want to put it. The cosmos say that the earth does not orbit. Haven't you heard it speak? I'm sorry, your cosmos and mine must not be the same one. I've been to the cosmos and I know what I've seen. And other peoples have seen the same thing I've seen. Now, I don't know where you've been, and I'm not trying to be ugly about it. I'm seriously, but I don't know where yours is, The earth and all plane T bodies are connected. I remember beyond. Can't you hear those 7 stars above tell you that you do not orbit on? No. I'm sorry. No, quite frankly, I've never, ever in my entire life ever said that the earth doesn't orbit the sun, and that the cosmological things that are going on. Timothy, I don't know, but why doesn't the Big Dipper ever point north when it's above your head and between you and the North Pole? Because the Big Dipper isn't the North Pole, okay? And the Big Dipper used to point at the North Star. When I was a child growing up, I could hold a ruler up to the stars of the Big Dipper and it would point exactly to the North Star. Now it doesn't. Why? Because in my 66 years of living, we have moved in the cosmos. The entire solar system is flying through space at 75,000 miles a second. Our position has changed in relationship to the stars above us. I've done videos on this. I've spoken about it. Now, as a child in the 60s, I had a telescope. I went and studied astronomy. Okay. I took college courses in astronomy with large 12 and 15-inch telescopes, looking at the cosmos, looking at the planets, looking at the stars, physically looking at them orbit us, and we orbit the sun. Have you ever watched the transition of Mercury? No, I doubt it, because you wouldn't take the time. And the people who would tell you about it are lying bold-faced to you. They're trying to say that Mercury is this big thing and you can watch it. No, it isn't. It's a little tiny dot. And you have to have a telescope with the right kind of filter, but you can watch this tiny dot go across the face of the sun. Now, is Mercury orbiting the sun? I've watched it go around it physically with a telescope, no outside stuff. But we don't orbit the same star. Why? Because a bunch of nutheads decided that flat Earth was easier to explain? Listen, I'm going to give you this one thing. Growing up in Tampa and growing up around Clearwater, St. Pete and all, we were all this time going offshore doing something. Now, I could stand on the beach and I could look out to sea and see a boat. And it looked like, oh my God, that boat's just right over there. And you'd think, oh, the Earth is flat. You go out in your own boat, and about a mile out or so, you ain't going to see no shore. Now, if the Earth was so flat, like everybody's trying to explain to me, then I should still be able to see the shore. Right? Right? It's a rhetorical question. But to the point, though, as many times as I've been offshore in a boat, and look back at for the shore, I mean, even the taller buildings along Clearwater Beach was gone. The 7 is Palladian. Now, I've had my own special messages that I am a Palladian. I can't prove it. It's just a feeling. We have changed, yes. You took astrology. Yeah, well, I've dabbled in astrology as well, but I mean, I wanted to be an astronomer. I mean, huge telescope, Mount Palomar, and all that kind of thing. Yes, I wonder how they saw the Mercury with the naked eye. They can't. They didn't see it with the naked eye because you would burn your retina out, number one, and it's too small. You can see it with a 3.5-inch refractor telescope, because that's what I had at the time. But you must have a filter or you're going to burn your eyeball out. No one said the other planets weren't orbiting the sun. Well, you said that your remark was about the Earth rotating around it, that the cosmos, you've listened to the cosmos and the Earth doesn't go around the sun. Well, wait a minute. You're speaking off of both sides of your mouth now, Timothy, aren't you? Because now you're confusing your own issue. But at the same time, we are the sun. There is a simple way to know that the Big Dipper proves that we do not orbit the sun. God love you, man. Okay. You're off in your own little world. Oh, okay. And you're saying that you can look at the Big Dipper and tell that we're not orbiting. If you look at the Big Dipper, it will prove that we are orbiting. Because the Big Dipper at one part of the year is up here, and the next part of the year it's up here. It's proof that we are orbiting something. Otherwise, when you went outside and looked up, the Big Dipper would never move. Never move. The Big Dipper moves in the sky along with all the other zodiacal signs. They all move because we're moving. And you're trying to tell me that that if I look at the Big Dipper, that's proof that we're not moving? There is a simple, I'm reading what you said, Timothy, and then I'm going to shut up because you're just making an argument that makes no sense. There is a simple way to know that the Big Dipper proves that we do not orbit the sun. Those are your words written right there. Actually, you're confused. I said the Earth doesn't orbit. I did not say the planets don't. So the Earth is just sitting here and all the other planets and everything are going around the sun, but that's okay. But we're just sitting here. That makes absolutely zero sense, my friend. The stars follow you. They reflect you. Yep. you're talking about the tilt. I'm not talking about the tilt. I'm talking about our position in the solar system. The sun is here. In wintertime, the Big Dipper is lower. Right now in the summertime, the Big Dipper is over my head. In a couple of months, the Big Dipper is going to be low again. That is proof that we're rotating around the sun. Because if I went outside every night, then I should be able to see the Big Dipper in the same spot at the same time. That's proof we are rotating, Timothy. I'm sorry. I'm not talking about the tilt. I'm talking about motion. Why can't I see Orion right now? Because in 2 months, Orion's going to rise in the east. I'll be able to watch it all winter long across the sky. Why? Because the Earth is rotating around the sun, and it's changing our background, which are the stars. So how do we get seasons closer to the sun in orbit? That's because we're going around the sun. The Earth is tilted, but it's tilted when we go around this way. We're further away at aphelion and perihelion. If you know these things, why are you asking dumb questions, Timothy? You have not studied any type of astronomy or planetary motions because someone told you that the Earth doesn't move? And so you're going to base all other science and all other paradigms, and you're going to even doubt your own eyes that we are moving in the universe because you have a paradigm that somehow the Earth is still, but everything else goes around. But if you were on the other side of the sun and the Big Dipper would handle point to the north, when above your head between you, it does it. When the planet's on the other side of the sun, those 2 points in the Big Dipper continue to point towards the North Star. Regardless of where the rest of the constellation is in my sky, the 2 bottom stars of the cup always point towards the North Star. The 2 big stars of the cup in the Big Dipper always point towards the North Star. I've observed it for the last 50 some odd years. There you go. The Big Dipper is always apparent to me, so all the concepts that you speak, the tilt of the Earth causes the stars to move north and south in seasons. They don't move them north and south. It's just our position, okay, to the cosmos behind us. The tilt of the Earth does have some to do with it, but it's our going around the sun that makes the rest of it happen. Even the dead, Sagan would agree with you, Dave. Yeah, okay, thanks, there, I Station Z. Because the Big Dipper does not flip upside down. It proves we are not on the other side at any time of the year. It does flip upside down, Timothy. Then you're just simply not observing your own reality. Maybe you're living in a different world. Maybe your sky doesn't change. But when I walk outside, the planets, our position during the season, in the wintertime, Orion is up, along with Pleiades. In the summertime, other stars are in our sky. What does that prove to you? That we're moving around in this universe. There you go. And the Big Dipper will turn the opposite way. It flips upside down. The Little Dipper will be sticking up. Right now, it's sticking down. They will change positions, and they do because of our relative position to the sun, including the tilt of the Earth. Okay? It's all included. But it is because of our position around the sun that changes up or down. But you are of a different kind, Miss Cassie. It sounds like you are. Of course, I mean that they appear to move north and south. You cannot find one single night where the Big Dipper's handle is pointing north when it's above your head. The handle's not supposed to point north on the Big Dipper. It's the last star in the Little Dipper's handle that is always north. You've got your astronomy. Yes, astronomy wrong. Right, Cassie. Have you ever been to a science museum? Really? I've been watching the stars for about 10 years now with your own eyes. Well, then you're not looking correctly, because the North Star isn't in the Big Dipper. It's in the handle of, it's the last star in the handle of the Little Dipper. The Big Dipper, 2 stars, bottom of the cup, point to the Little Dipper's North Star, Polaris, in the last star on the handle of the Little Dipper. That is the North Star. So if you're looking for the North Star in the Big Dipper, you've missed the point entirely. You need to go back to, Science 101. My point is, because it does not point north, it proves we are not ever on the other side. The Big Dipper isn't Orion, honey. It's not. The Big Dipper is the Big Dipper. Orion is Orion. The Big Dipper is called Canis Major. Wait a minute. Hang on. Is it Canis? Anyway, the Big Dipper is major and the Little Dipper is minor. But to this point, though, Orion is not the Big Dipper. No, the Big Dipper is a huge constellation. And off of the sides of the Big Dipper are the Andromeda and other galaxies. I want to say there's one of the major galaxies you can be seen in the Big Dipper constellation. The belt stars are in Orion. And Orion is not being seen right now. Well, actually, Orion's up, but it's daylight. We won't be able to see it until about September, when we change positions in our solar system, and then Orion will rise along. Pleiades will come first, the 7 sisters, the little tiny cup. The Big Dipper is huge, and the Little Dipper is bigger than lengthwise. It's about as long as the constellation of Orion. But you must look north always to see Little or Big Dipper. Now, you'll never, if you see Orion looking north, we are in big trouble. That means we've flipped about 90 degrees, okay? September is your spiritual graduation. September is my birthday. I'll be 66. September 24th. And with that, I simply cannot take this pain any longer. I think it is the bear, Miss Cassie. I think, but I studied astronomy. Okay. I mean, I went to college for this stuff. All right. I really did. And I'm not trying to blow smoke up you, but I went to college for this. Okay. And as an amateur astronomer, I continue to study this. But I'm telling you, so many people, they look up in the sky and they think that's that or this or that. Oh, but that looks like a cup, so it must be the Little Dipper. No. And, so many falsities have come through by people who think they know what they're looking at. And it's taken me, these 60 years of 66 to be able to study the motion of the stars behind us. In other words, the constellation, which stars are where, which ones come up different times of the year. And people just mistake, but that's the Big Dipper. No, sorry, that's not the Big Dipper. And for Timothy, you're trying to find the North Star in the Big Dipper, then you've got the wrong star. You're not looking at Polaris, that's the bottom line there. But the Polaris has always been a last star in the handle of the Little Dipper. 2 stars in the Big Dipper point towards the pole star in the Little Dipper. That has always been fact. Put something in front of you as the sun and turn your back to it, and put an arrow above your head pointing in the direction of your face as you look away from the sun. What's that going to do me? See, your science doesn't work, Timothy. I'm sorry. You cannot convince me, because I've seen it, observed it too many times. I understand it. And when you're trying to tell me that the Big Dipper, that the North Star is in the Big Dipper, you're already wrong. Then walk to the other side of the sun and point your face away from the sun and look back up at the arrow. So what? It's an arrow. Big deal. What's your point? We're moving around the sun, whether you wish to believe it or not. So rather than get in any more argument because it's obvious, like it sounds like shadow work. Yeah. You can try to do yourself and convince yourself, but you need to go back to basic astronomy. The arrow depicts the direction of the handle of the Big Dipper. It's not about the handle of the Big Dipper. See, you're on the wrong track, Timothy. It has nothing to do with the handle of the Big Dipper. You're wrong. I'm sorry. There's no other way to say it. You're trying to put the handle of the Big Dipper when the Big Dipper it changes all over the place. It's not stable. Only the handle of the Little Dipper is stable, and it turns around 1 point. If you're looking at the handle of the Big Dipper, you're absolutely on the wrong page. You've got it wrong. There is no way to skip this around or be nice about it. I said the handle does not point towards the North Pole, and you keep talking about the North Star. Duh! Duh! The North Star is the North Pole. It's the pole star. It's north. Mariners used it when they didn't have magnets or GPS. There's the North Star. North. Now you're trying to talk about the handle of the Big Dipper, which flops all over the place. It's not stable. You can check which time of year it's going to be, but there is only one Polaris star because that star relative to the Earth does not change. It stays as one position. The zodiac rotates around the pole star. Yeah, you keep talking about the Big Dipper's handle that has nothing to do with nothing except the Big Dipper itself. Where it's pointing and what it's doing has nothing to do with the pole star or north. Nothing. So whatever you're trying to argue with me about the handle of the north of the Big Dipper has nothing to do with north. It doesn't. Only the two stars in the cup of the Big Dipper point to the North Star in the Little Dipper's handle. That's the only thing the Big Dipper has to do with the Little Dipper. But if you're looking at the Big Dipper's handle and seeking some kind of information, no wonder you're confused, and I mean that with the utmost of respect. Someone has given you the wrong star. Someone has pushed you in the wrong direction. You literally cannot believe what you see because of what you have heard. Nope. Sorry, Timothy. You don't know me. You've not watched my videos, obviously. My information is based on my observations. My observations. 60 years of observations. And you're trying to tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about. I've never had my own 3 or 4 different sizes of telescopes, and you're trying to tell me that I have read this because of what I have heard. I study this on my own, with my own telescopes, with my own binoculars, with my own stuff. I've been the one who's been reporting that the stars are in the wrong place because of my 60 years of observations. And I know because of how you have answered. You know how what? You literally cannot believe what you see because of what you have heard. Timothy. You're going to be right no matter what. And you're going to make everyone else wrong. The 60 years of my study, and you're trying to tell me that you understand it and that you understand me because of my last 45 minutes of conversation with you. You can't even read a sentence through correctly. I just did. I just read it. You can't even read a sentence through correctly. Timothy, what are you doing here then? Go somewhere else and go bother someone else. Go find someone who believes that the earth is flat and that the earth doesn't move and everything transmits around the earth. Then you're going back in the background. You're going the opposite direction. And you're absolutely right, Miss Cassie. I'm not going to get frustrated over this, and I already have tried to explain in the best simple ways that I possibly can. But Mr. Timothy refuses to even accept that my 60 years of experience is just hogwash to whatever his experience is. Is that what you say to the lost, that you say are lost? Timothy, you're making up stuff. Okay? You're just trying to create a thing. We are on the mothership. Well, we're on one of the motherships, Miss Cassie. So, Timothy, you've sucked enough energy out of me for this time frame right now. Regardless of how you feel about this, and regardless of what you feel about me, I still respect you and your opinion. However, it's obvious from your remarks that you do not respect mine. With that said, I love you all. I've got to go to the bathroom. I'm going to pee in my little britches here. So, adios. Goodbye.